happening, y'all? Welcome back. This is episode 131 of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. I am your host, the self-knighted Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka I'm gonna kill this dog, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I am joined as always by my co-host who's laughing at my dog messing up my outdoor pool that I put in my living room, Mara the Shark Watkins.
Hello.
How you doing tonight, Mara?
I'm all right. Getting a wee bit peckish, but I'm chilling. It's a Monday.
As I was saying, oh man, we are not here to talk about my outdoor pool in my living room. We are here. If you don't get that, you need to be watching the video version. Go to YouTube. All right, watch this on YouTube. You'll see what I'm talking about. Miss a lot of fun shit if you don't watch the video version, folks. But we're here to talk about the Arrowverse on the CW. You know, Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow. I know Arrow's off the air, but we still like bring it up sometimes. Black Lightning, Batwoman, Stargirl. I think that's all of them. It's a lot of shows. Superman and Lois is coming too. Um, yeah, we're talking about that shit. So let's
As
talk about
always.
that shit.
But all we have right now is Batwoman.
Yeah, all we got is Batwoman. Also, though, if you all don't know, the night of the Superman and Lois premiere, like it's a full hour. So like they push back the Flash.
It's a full 60 minutes, y'all.
Well, full 2 hours, you know, because it's two shows back to back. 2 hour premiere.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, they're normally an hour.
But they need to establish it.
Yeah.
So they're like, we need
Yeah.
another
I
one.
just don't know if I'm down to watch 2 hours of that show at one time. Like sitting down to watch 2 hours of any one show is a bit much for me, you know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how I feel. But like you were
Yeah.
saying, we just got Batwoman this week. Superman and Lois hasn't started yet. So let's talk about Batwoman. It's the second episode of the second season, which is essentially the second episode of, you know,
The
the first
first
season of
season.
a brand new show, because that's what this is.
Nah, it should be season 1 and then parentheses chopped, not screwed. Or chopped, not slopped.
I don't know. Chopped and screwed is two, and chopped and slopped is two different things. I think
I know.
like chopped and screwed is like a Texas thing. I know I live here now, but
I don't know.
anyway,
Or they just should just call it season 1 the remix.
that's a good way of putting it. We'll say this is the remix of season one of Batwoman because it's a new show. Like I'm watching this again, I'm just like, okay, looking at this as a vein of them bringing us a new show. I'm cool with that. I just need her to get the new wig because the one she's using right now is still really bothering me. We we've
They
seen
should.
we've seen pictures of her with the new one with the curls, and I'm a sucker for curls, so it's cool. I just want that to happen like now.
We'll get there.
I know
I
we'll
just
get there, but it's
they should
just
the DVD version of this should be called, like in the parentheses it should say, this is the season we would have given you originally if we had wanted Batwoman to be black from the start.
yeah, yeah.
However, this episode was called Prior Criminal History.
Oh yeah, yeah. And guess who has prior criminal history? We all know Ryan
Everyone.
Wilder. Well, we're talking about Ryan Wilder here because we have a flashback of her, trying to get a job and shit. She can't get a job because she has prior criminal history. However, she didn't do it, so it didn't even matter. But to them, it mattered because the system is broken. But this episode kicks off with Alice down in the sewers being creepy as fuck. Um,
So
just
Alice being Alice.
yeah, just creepy as fuck in the sewer. She's got mouse. She's got a rat. She puts a rat on Mouse, calls in a bunch of bats to feed on Mouse's body. We don't know why she's doing this at first. We find out later on it's because she wanted them to get all toxified and shit. But right now we're just like, why is she like feeding Mouse's body to bats? This is
At
weird.
first, I thought she was taping a rat to him. I was just
She
like,
did. She taped the rat to him so the bats would come and eat.
Okay.
Because that was why they showed the little flashback of him telling her like the reason they have bats down there because the bats eat the rats.
Okay. Okay, I had heard that, and I think I had misheard what she had said.
Yeah, Mouse was like, we have these here because they eat the rats, so we're gonna keep them around. And so she used that to put the dead, well, not the dead, the live rat on Mouse, so the bats would come to eat the rat, but also feed on Mouse because he's all toxified, and they get toxified, and yeah.
Makes sense now, because I was just like, why is he still not decomposing?
Well, that's a good question. Also, like there's a whole lot of things with dead bodies that should be happening to Mouse that aren't happening. Like he should like be kind of like starting like to bloat up and all that kind of shit because he hasn't been embalmed.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. Like,
like
I understand, like, the sewers might be cool and damp and wet and shit, but I'm just
yeah,
like,
but they're damp. Like
he should
the
have,
dampness should make it worse.
right, like, he should have been disgusting by now.
Yeah, he should be. He should be like secreting all kinds of things from all of his orifices, and it should be really gross. But he's not. So, um, we got a flashback of Ryan getting jumped underground, and Batwoman saves her, and so she sees Batwoman. She's like, "Oh, okay, she a bad motherfucker. I want to be like her." Inspiration.
Like, ooh.
Yeah.
I thought that scene was the humor in it when they were like, "You don't have any cash?" And she was like, "I got 3 collection agencies asking me the same question.
Yeah.
ATM card? More disappointment coming."
Exactly. He's like,
It
yo, like you realize I'm struggling too. Like there's you get nothing out of robbing me at all.
I always say, like, I always find that funny that we protect your identity, and I'm just like, all you're stealing from me is horrible credit and student loan debt and credit card debt. You're not getting anything from me.
Yeah, yeah. So then, like I mentioned earlier, we get Ryan at an interview. Spoiler alert, it doesn't go well because she has prior criminal history. But she says she didn't do it, which doesn't matter because all they see is she has a record. Like, why'd you plead guilty? Well, because it was either do 18 months or do 5 years. What would you say?
No, I think it was 15 years.
Oh, it's 15. You're right. You're right. It was 15. Even worse. When you're looking at 15 years, that's how they get plea deals out of people all the time. It's no secret. We know this. That's how the system works. Ah, but yeah, she's like, I got real good at reading people by being in there. I could be a real asset to you. It can be real help. And yeah, I'm guessing it was like some kind of security job or something like that.
That's what it seemed like, because she was talking about fighting bad guys and beating them up and stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and how to think like a bad guy.
Mm-hmm. Probably some kind of like, private military, private security firm or something like that. Um, so back in the present though, we get Mary and Luke over at Crow headquarters, and they're getting interrogated by Big Daddy Kane and Sophie, basically
To
playing
figure out how
dumb.
much they know.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
did you know Kate was Batwoman? Blah blah blah. And they both are just like, nah, I ain't know that shit. I'm like, it looks like I was her assistant. Like, I have nothing to do with that shit. And he flips the shit on Sophie. It was like, man, you would think she'd have told people that she cared about who loved her about this, huh? And Sophie gets all shitty and walks out and starts
Oh,
being,
the low jabs from
yeah,
Luke.
man. She had it coming though, man. Like,
Cause she always trying to be like sassy like that towards people. It's just kind of
Yeah,
like, bitch,
yeah,
fuck you.
yeah. And they threw it back at her, and she didn't like that shit. She started being all shitty to Sophie and to Julia when she walked out of there. I'm like, so
Cause she, because
what
in
are
all
you mad
honesty,
about?
she be fit because she feels stupid entitled to everything about Kate.
Even though she like dismissed Kate,
Yeah,
like you betrayed her and let her go
she's toxic.
under certain situations where it's like I get it because it was just like you had nothing to run back to. Unlike Kate, who was fucking rich, so she would have been all right if she left the military. Unlike you needed the military, but like you really can't expect people to just to give you that kind of access when you work for their father who is actively hunting you and trying to kill you.
Hello.
But yeah, she's being all shitty towards Julia because Julia knew and she didn't know, and it just like she was like, yo, it wasn't my secret to tell, and she's like, oh, but it was yours to keep, and I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah, it was entrusted
yeah,
to me.
yeah, it
It
was a
wasn't
secret.
like
That's the
right.
point of secrets. You don't tell them.
It wasn't like, oh, keep this secret asterisk, but it's okay for Sophie.
Yeah, yeah, not at all, not at all. So go away.
She's toxic as shit.
So we get Ryan. She's at the store. Her gunshot wound still like hurting and shit. She's looking for painkillers. She look at the ibuprofen. It's a very strange looking bottle of ibuprofen. I've never seen a bottle of ibuprofen look like that, but it's cool.
It's Gotham.
Yeah, yeah, Gotham buprofen. Um, but yeah, but the thing is, ibuprofen really wouldn't work for that kind of pain though, because it's ibuprofen is an anti-inflammatory. So like the way it helps pain is like bring down like inflammation and stuff to make it stop hurting. Like she has an actual wound, so I don't know if that would actually help with that or not. I don't know if y'all know more about medications and all that
You're a
kind of stuff.
doctor or a
Yeah,
pharmacist
doctor or pharmacist, let us know
or a
about
nurse.
if ibuprofen would help with the kind of wound that we're dealing with here, because I don't think it will. Um,
At least not over the counter. You'd have to get like,
oh, the good stuff, that 800 milligram that you need a prescription for.
yep.
The kind my parents have that I like have snuck and took when I had headaches
Okay.
before
All
because
right.
I was just
We
like, yo,
we're admitting to crimes
like
on
it's
on the
just like, do you
podcast.
want to get rid of the headache or do you want to
Do
just
do
not feel
do
your
do
head?
do do do.
So
Do. We're gonna make a banner that goes across here. It's like this show does not advocate for sneaking prescription drugs from your parents' medicine
yeah,
cabinet.
don't do that,
Do
kids.
do
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 not
do
take
do
prescription
do do
medications from
do
your parents'
do
cabinet.
do
All
do
right,
do do.
not a good idea. It's a very, very bad idea. Don't do it. Do as I say, not as I do. All right.
Yep.
But some dudes try to rob the store while she's in there.
I will say one thing
Hmm.
because at first I thought this was a flashback, but I do like that with having Ryan now be Batwoman. I feel like they show more of like the smaller crime that is continuously happening
Yeah, more you
in
get more of the
Gotham.
city. Yeah, you get more of the actual of what actual Gotham is, not like the high end Gotham that Kate.
Like downtown
Yeah,
always consists of like you're probably getting like the suburb like off skirt part of the city.
yeah,
And
not the high rise, bougie nightclub scene.
the south side. But like it's kind of like almost like how Ryan keep ending up in places where trouble is happening.
And that's actually what Sophie says when she gets arrested for this robbery that she didn't do.
And they have history.
Yeah, yeah, prior criminal history. So it's just So yeah, they try to rob the store. An ass whooping commences because she ain't having it. But of course, here
They
come
shot up
crows.
the
Yeah,
cashier.
yeah. They shot the cashier. Cops show up. Well, the crows show up, not cops, and they arrest her because she's the only one left in there because they ran away. And she's, getting interrogated by Sophie. They know each other. They, all that kind of shit. Then they come in like, oh, yeah, she didn't do it. security footage lines up with what she says. And I'm like, you didn't check the security footage already? Like,
But we've already no. And this doesn't surprise me about Sophie about do the stupid shit first, not do protocol.
yeah, yeah. Like, why would you not look at the security footage? You have it. It's not like you had to go get it. It was in the store. You arrested her in the store. She said she didn't do it. You can check the cameras before you take her downtown.
Yep. But
It's frustrating.
anywho,
It's frustrating. The crows suck. I hate them all.
they do like, when you think about like how other iterations of Batman portray like Gotham PD, like like some of it's corrupt or
Mm-hmm.
some or like they're just lousy at their jobs for the most part. um it's like, and then you watch the Crows and it's like, how are they any better? How are they the ones
Yeah,
that have
they're
taken over for Gotham
yeah.
PD? Like,
Luckily,
I
they're
don't get
not
it.
like quote corrupted or like on the take and shit. They're just awful people. So it's just
Awful
like
people who don't know how to do their fucking jobs.
yeah, yeah. Like the whole checking the security footage thing is really a sticker for me. Where it's just like when you have it and you could easily watch it.
You have
Like
all this technology. They probably could have watched it in the car on the way to the precinct.
yeah, yeah. But you put her right in the interrogation room because she just happened to be there. And they're like, your fingerprints were on the gun, so you can check fingerprints, but you can't check the security footage.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
And honest to God, fingerprint genetics or like the forensic shit takes a minute.
yeah, yeah.
Like that
But you
shit takes
you're
hours
able,
to like a day, I'm assuming.
but apparently the crows can do it quickly, but they can't check security footage quickly because
They also can't catch Alice. They also can't do a lot of other things.
all things she brought up in there when she was just like she thinks it's because Alice is white, but at the same time it's like nope, that's only part of the reason. The other reason is she's actually Big Daddy Kane's daughter. So
Sophie fucked that whole shit up.
yeah, yeah, just gave it away. She's like, like
She's like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
oh, that was so good.
What do
Like
you mean?
fucking Sophie, man. Like, I, like I feel
Because
like we didn't exactly like her last season, but I'm starting to dislike her even more now.
because that entitled feeling of like her entitlement to everything, because she gets butthurt over everything.
Yeah, yeah, she does. She does.
And so it's like her entitlement to life being the way she expects it to be. That's how I will phrase it. Um, is going to be even worse now that Kate is not around.
Yeah.
So I just, oh God.
So after that exchange, we see that Ryan has figured out that Alice is Beth Kane because she's up in marriage clinic. She's like, "Yo, Alice
She
is your
put two and
stepsister,
two
right?"
together.
Like, like she is, isn't she? And because anybody who's paying attention will probably figure it out. But yeah. So it's what same thing with a lot
Because
of these, comic book shit. If anybody's really paying attention and wanted to figure it out, they should be able to. It's
that's what
like
I'm
with
saying. Like,
the
how
whole
do you
Batman Bruce Wayne thing. Like, I'm 100% sure that if outside of this, like Commissioner Gordon, if he really wanted to find out who Batman was, he'd figure it out. But anyway,
he'd
go
put
ahead. I'm
two
sorry.
and two together?
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't want to know though. I really think he doesn't want to know, and that's why he does it. But anyway, finish what you were saying.
Oh, it was saying like if anyone's really paying attention, because like I'm pretty sure people are like, why haven't they gotten a bullet in Alice's forehead yet?
Yeah, yeah. They've shot plenty of other people. I know they have.
For less.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If Ryan had twisted her hand the wrong way, they'd have shot her. So Anyway, then we get this scene where Julia's in the car. She's feeling shitty because Sophie made her feel shitty. Which on my end, I'm like, I would never let Sophie do that to me. But suddenly Alice is there, and she's just like, "Yeah, knife to your throat. Let's talk, because we need to take out Sophia."
Because she knows that she's under Sophia's influence or grasp as well.
Yeah, she's Sophia's after you too. So we gonna handle this together. You
But
know, and if Julia's really just like, why would I work with you? Like you're fucking nuts. And she was like, yeah, I'm fucking nuts, but I'm not the one with the knife sticking out of my back.
or like with the knife sticking out me and then knifed her in the ribs.
Yeah, just get it with the butterfly knife, like pow, and left
She's
it
like,
in there so the
you
wound
should
wouldn't
be
like bleed out. Gave her time to
right. She's like, you be all right.
yeah,
Just call 911
yeah.
or
I don't want
drive
to kill
yourself
you
to the
right now.
hospital.
Yeah, it's just goddamn.
Meanwhile, that conversation's happening. Mouse's body makes it to Mary's clinic.
Yeah, like did she do post mortem shit too? Like when did this start?
No, but I don't recall how they said that they ended up with his body. But either way, his body ends up there, and he got all them those bite marks on him and shit.
You were gonna say bat marks.
I was. So then finally, Luke also shows up, and Luke is just determined to be the angry black guy right now. I see,
Yeah,
like he's not ready to let Ryan in, and I get that.
yeah, he's
I get
angry.
that.
He actually is angry. Like for all he knows, Kate's dead. And he also partially blames himself. We saw that last week. So he's not doing well right now. Somebody else wanted to show up and wear the bat suit after what he thinks is his fault with Kate being dead. He has a hard time dealing with that. However, I'm gonna need him to get it together.
Right. Like I was like honest, and I feel like Mary was like that voice of reason. It was like Gotham needs a Batwoman
Yeah,
now. We don't
yeah,
need to be waiting for Kate for later. We need
yeah,
one now.
yeah. We don't know where she is. If she's alive, we don't know when she'll be back.
Right.
If she's alive. But
And
until
she's take
then,
right. And she's taking a long ass time
yeah, yeah,
to say that she's all right. So
exactly.
here we go. We have a willing participant instead of one of us having to go.
Yeah.
So,
Which
you
I'm
know,
just waiting on Luke to do the Batwing thing. I really hope they do that this season, but you know,
no idea. But Mary then tells Ryan and Luke that Mouse was poisoned, not killed by the mouse.
but there was a bat like inside
Yeah,
him.
and then randomly a bat. So like they're putting two to two together that Mouse was poisoned by the same toxin that Mary's mom was poisoned by, and they were just
And
like,
Mary, but she just had only she was able to take the anti venom or the
oh, she
antidote.
was Mary was cured,
Yeah,
and um lost my whole thought. So they, put another 2 plus 2 together, and that equals Alice. And they determine, Alice is the fuck raveling. So that's dangerous.
yeah,
And then
like Alice and then crazy Alice when Alice is already crazy is not safe for anybody involved.
exactly. And Mouse was her sense of morality.
Right.
So now that we don't have that, it's scary time. And in that same sentiment, a fucking bat burst out of Mouse's chest.
Yeah, yeah. What do you do with that? Like it's just like how do you deal with the fact that a bat flies out of somebody's chest? I don't know. You
I
put it
go
in some
home.
kind of weird, aquarium that's has no water in it. Like
No, I go home, take a really big bong rip and a drink, and just kind of watch TV until I forget about it.
it's like that episode of The Office. I know you're not really into The Office like that, but like this episode of The Office where there was a bat in the office and it starts flying around, and Stanley, the one black guy, like puts his coat over his head, and like goodbye, and leaves. He's like, no,
Yep.
I'm not staying here with while this is happening. Like the black guy said, fuck that, and I'm out. And I'm
Fuck
like,
this shit. I'm out.
and it was one of those things where like when I watched that show, those of you who watch The Office get it, where you're just like, you want to believe you're Jim or you're Pam. But the more I watch the show, the more I realize I'm Stanley. And it's just like I'm solid. I'm a solid worker, but I'm really just here to do my job and go home. I don't want to be your friend. Like, I don't want to talk to you. And when shit like that goes down, I leave. No, I'm not gonna help.
Nah, I didn't come to help here with this.
At all.
Not part of my day.
It is not. Oh shit. The pool is messed up. I don't know what happened. The lights hitting the pool funny. Hold on. What if I do this? Does this help? Yeah, it help. Oh, once again, those of you who only listen to the audio, you're missing out by not seeing the video. Funny shit happens on video.
But yeah, let's keep it going.
All right.
Um, but yeah, because now I was thinking about what would I do if I actually saw a bat fly out of someone's body. Um, so they figure out that Alice is going to do something really horrible at the Batwoman rally.
Yeah, there's people outside just chanting for Batwoman. I don't know what they think.
They didn't really explain all of that. It
Yeah.
was just kind of like,
Batwoman's been gone for a while, and they're chanting for Batwoman like the police make Batwoman appear when it's clear she doesn't work with the police or the crows. So it's
right.
just like she's not part of the government. So what do you think is gonna happen here? Like they can't
Like
make
you
her
think she
appear.
gonna right? You think she gonna show up?
Yeah, yeah. Like that's if she wasn't
She,
showing up before, you chanting for her wouldn't make her show up now. But then
she
this
shows
happens.
up. Yeah. So then she shows up, and it's funny because while she shows up to get the attention of the crowd, Mary must teach Ryan how to Batwoman properly.
Yeah, like how you got to stand. Like don't do the hands on the hips thing. That's like nope.
Overkill,
Yeah, it's overkill. That's Cars thing. Only she does that. You don't do that. You don't do that. That's
but
the.
it's still overkill
Oh
regardless.
yeah, it is. They shouldn't do it either, but they do because they're aliens and they don't know no better. Um,
Whichever. And then so when they notice her, Kane looks up. He's like, Kate. He looks up and looks. When he sees her and they zoom in on her face, the first thing that went through my head was like probably what could be possibly a TikTok sound, and it was like, "It's a nigga."
which rewind back when Ryan was talking about like, yo, let me go out there. I'll put on the suit and all that. Like they're gonna know it's not you. And Luke was like, hello, black.
Right? He was like, "You're blackety black, 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 lady. We're black. They can tell that we are black."
Yeah, clearly, it's very clear. Like there's a whole
Except for
thing going
Luna.
around that Batman keeps this part of his mask open so that the cops can see that he's white, so they won't kill him. Like it's just
Except
the
for Luna.
thing.
Luna might not know the difference.
Well,
I only
she's
say that because the other day she confidently and boldly said that I was white, and I was just like, "What?"
she's 4, so
She is 4, but that it was very concerning because she also called Logan white.
oh, that's weird.
Okay,
Um,
see, yeah, you see my dilemma.
I do specifically remember referring to people who speak Spanish, that being like Hispanic or Latino, Mexican, whatever you want to describe it, as being someone who is quote white with black hair. Like I remember being a little kid and saying this, like being 3, 4 years old. The strange things that you remember from your childhood. That's one of them.
Always weird
I
things like that.
specifically remember saying that to my parents one time. So who knows? Who knows? 4-year-olds are weird. Kids are dumb. It's fine.
you know. But anywho, he's like, "Get that imposter down and bring her to me."
Oh, that imposter. Like you're offended by it, huh? You didn't
Right
like
now,
Batwoman a week ago. Like
he was like, "How dare someone try to tarnish my daughter's? Well, wait, how dare someone try to tarnish my daughter's enemies?
yeah,
Fucking name and legacy."
yeah, exactly. Once again, those of you only listening didn't see the subtle like turn and whisper thing that she did. Watch the video version. Go to the YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, people. We keep saying this.
We're trying to make it better. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, man.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
Yeah, man.
But anywho, and then Alice sneaks up on her, and as Ryan is trying to tell everyone to leave, it's like watching Ryan try to tell the crowd they need to go home is like watching a sober artist tell a drunk crowd that they're having a bad time, and the crowd just keeps going, woo.
Yeah, that's what was happening. That's exactly what was happening.
She was like, you need to go home. And they were like, yeah, you guys are in serious danger. Go Batwoman.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, really, you're really in danger. Fuck yeah.
That's
It's just
exactly what
like,
was happening. And it was only making things worse.
I was just like, can you guys just not hear her? Is that what it is? Like, is
No,
she
no,
not projecting enough?
it's a thing where Batwoman slash Batman should not speak to people in crowds and shit. That's not what they do. They hover in the shadows and they do that kind of shit. The whole stand up and speak to the crowd thing, that's Superman shit. That's Supergirl shit.
Batman,
You are
like Bruce
Batman slash.
probably,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Bruce probably watching from afar, like in his creepy ass ways, and probably just like, see, this is why I do instead of talk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is why I do
Bruce
instead of
about that
say.
action. He ain't about the words, you know. So it's just
He already knows that there's something in the. He's already like before even finding Alice. He already knows something's in the area. He's already scanning the
yeah.
vicinity for a
He
device.
he's on it already. Like Alice doesn't get this far if Bruce is around. So soon as he like realizes, so when the bat flies out of the torso, Bruce figures out what Alice is up to, and he's found the device 10 minutes later. Like, it's just,
Right, like he's already gotten ahead of it. Like
maybe that's what it is.
whichever.
Maybe that's why he disappeared, because he's just like he got too good at this shit, and he just is like, you know what? I need to step away for a while. Maybe
You
it's
niggas is
like,
too predictable.
yeah, he gonna come back, and it's gonna be like Dave Chappelle coming back, same shit, where he like, you know how that joke that Dave did when he
Bruce
told you the
Wayne,
punchline before
Bruce
he
Wayne
told the
show.
joke, and everybody still laughed. It's the same shit. He gonna come back and like give criminals a head start and still beat them before they even get started. Like it's just
The Wayne show. The
yeah,
Wayne show.
exactly,
Ow!
exactly, exactly. Bruce
Oh
Wayne is
man,
Dave Chappelle. There we go. Oh,
essentially. Which
oh,
means Dave Chappelle is Batman.
yup. There it is. Anyway,
We've cracked the code. But anywho, Alice sneaks up on Ryan and she like, I know your fake ass is not Batwoman either.
yeah, yeah, you are not my sister. Like, what the fuck are you doing? That wig don't look right on you.
Right. And then so Luke is like, okay, leave her alone because she will kill you. And Ryan was like, nah,
Kill her
I'm
first.
finna kill this bitch.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
And he was like, wait, no. We have a code. We don't kill. She was like, bye, boy. I ain't Batwoman.
Yes,
So
exactly.
Alice finna
Like
die.
flipped it on him. Like, yeah, remember, I'm not Batwoman.
Like
So
you keep saying, I ain't her. And Mary was like, well, I mean, she right. You gotta stop telling us how to react to Alice killing our parents, because you know, right now she's 2-0.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
2-0 right now to moms. Like I go home and figure out how your mom's doing real quick. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like, I get it, but we don't kill. And then Alice fucking summons bats. And at first I was like, this is pretty mild for Alice, if you ask me. But then they were like, nope, the bats are probably carrying the toxin and can kill everyone.
This is like a new level of terrorism right here, where it's just like, wow, you like fuck mustard gas and like dirty bombs and shit. You killing people with toxic bats. Like
Like
you turned
like
into a
nothing.
full
Like
fledged
light work.
comic book villain here, and I dig it.
Light work. She was like, light work. I could do this. I got this in the bag.
Yeah.
But then so they're trying to get rid of the bats, and then at first Ryan wasn't trying to immediately go to the bats, try to go after Alice, and Luke was like, "Girl, we don't have that kind of time."
Yeah, they kind of mentioned earlier. It also plays into this that she's afraid of bats. So,
Yeah. Well,
but guess who else is afraid of bats? Bruce Wayne.
Bruce. Yeah. And so I was like, girl, you need to channel that vengeance because you guys see the bigger picture here. You are not here to solely kill Alice. You are here
To protect
to
Gotham.
yeah. So now they're just like, you got to do that. You got Papa Kane shooting bats, which I feel like they needed to disclaim that no bats were actually harmed in the filming of this episode.
Oh, fuck that. It's bats. Who cares?
They get rid of rats. So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, oh, yeah, that was an argument for bats. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's like,
But what if you like rats?
who likes rats?
Who likes bats?
No one, but like
Exactly.
it's the greater good kind of thing. Like, which is the worst one? A bat won't bother you unless you bother it or unless you disturb it first. Rats are just nuisances. What are they good for?
I mean, they both carry disease and shit, and one of them flies.
But I feel like it also depends where you go.
Coronavirus,
No,
COVID-19, Mara. Where did it come
yeah,
from? A
but
bat.
how frequently are you coming across a bat as opposed to a rat?
It only takes one, clearly.
Well, yeah, but I feel like, are they in a place where they're around bats?
Clearly they are.
Okay,
There's a
but what I'm saying,
million of them. They just descended
so
upon the city.
I'm just saying, well, I mean, they were brought into the city, but I'm saying, like, for
That one in
realistic
China was
reasons.
brought into the city too. Global pandemic, Mara, from a
I'm
bat.
not saying these were. I'm not saying these were good things. I'm just saying that like you're more likely to come across rats than you are, especially in a city area.
I mean, that's fine. You're more likely to come across one than the other. That doesn't mean that one is worse.
What I'm saying, like, I just want the bat to take care of the rats and then go about its business because there's no more rats left, which is most likely what would happen.
Unless it gives everybody COVID-19.
Okay, well, yeah, that would also be horrible. I mean, like, don't, hopefully it won't confuse a human with a rat.
I mean, all those bats had that little toxin shit. There were no rats around when she summoned the bats, and they were still
Well,
going
yeah,
after
they
people.
were,
So,
because they were summoned. Well, because I'm thinking of it like this way. Think of it like when you blow like those weird whistles for dogs, but say like the dog goes and bites someone. Are you still angry at are you still just blaming the dog? Besides the fact that there was a third party reason as to why he might have attacked that person.
well, if the dog was actually like shows up from a dog whistle and bites somebody because of a dog whistle, there's clearly a problem with that dog. Send it to the pound immediately or send it home. Do something, sedate it, whatever you got to do. That's not typical.
The whole point of why I said the disclaimer, because you know Peter tries to find a reason to shut
Fuck
anything
PETA
down.
and everybody that
I
look
know.
like PETA.
What? Who look like Peter? Which
Oh,
Peter?
oh, you haven't
Peter
heard
from
me say
Hunger
that
Games,
before?
or Peter from no, I haven't.
Oh yeah, it's times when I've told somebody. I don't even remember where I heard this first. Where I tell somebody, "Fuck you" and four motherfuckers that look like you.
Oh my god, no.
Surprised you haven't heard me say that before. That's one of my favorites.
Nice. Well, now I have to figure out more ways to get you to say it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
But
fuck PETA
anywho,
and four motherfuckers that look like PETA. I don't know what that means, but I don't know
but
how you look
anywho,
like PETA.
well, you know, the character from Hunger Games, his name is Peeta. So that's what I thought you were. I was like, Peeta from Hunger Games?
Oh, see, that's also like the way that Lois says Peter Griffin's name.
That's what I was like, or Peeta from Family Guy.
PETA. I'm out of wine. Let's go.
Okay.
I don't want to do this anymore.
So Ryan saves Sophie and tells her that everyone that's bitten needs to go to the hospital. And, you know, because Sophie's just like broody McBroody. I don't remember if she said anything to her, but whichever.
Whatever she said was
And then,
irrelevant because it's Sophie.
yeah,
What she had
it
to
was
say.
stupid. And then Alice goes to see Mary and she gives Mary back a bag of her own blood to save everyone. And Mary's like, why would I trust that you didn't poison my blood?
Valid question. An even more valid question, because I may have missed this. How the fuck did she get Mary's blood?
From when the drainer, whatever that lady that was the vampire lady,
Oh, right,
took Mary.
right.
But you know what I was also thinking? I was like, isn't this the second time that Alice has given Mary like her blood before?
Is it?
I feel like it is.
Or gave her something. I kind of remember her giving Mary something before.
Yeah, that had something to do with how do I trust you on this? And it's just like,
Maybe
you're just gonna have to.
is that from when her and her mother were both poisoned? They got one antidote.
I don't
I'm
remember.
having a hard time remembering. This was
But I
last year.
feel like this was the second time that Alice has given Mary something and Mary had to question again, how do I know I can trust you on this?
Yeah. I don't remember.
But whichever, if you guys know, let us know in the comments.
Boom. That's what comments are for.
But yeah, and so Mary says, by the way, I feel like this shit show of shit that you're doing is your way of grieving Kate because you miss her, bitch.
It is.
And then Batwoman said Travis was right. This was not the last time we'd see the Batmobile.
It's so trash.
And I was like, oh, but I think she's going to blow it up this time now. Because when she was talking to Luke, so at this point now, Ryan has found the transmitter, for the bats and shit. And she takes it. The bats are following her throughout the city, which ironically never has a lot of cars on it for a city.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like reminiscent of New York. It's a very empty city for as far as cars are concerned.
Which I will say, still at 6, 7, 8, 9 p.m., there's still a lot of cars on the street. So
she would know. She lives there.
So yeah. So I was like, ooh, she's like asking Luke, I have an idea, but I don't think either of us are gonna like it.
Yeah, better a forgiveness versus permission kind of thing. Which, you know what, I am all for ask for forgiveness, not permission.
And I was just like, yeah, she gonna blow up the bus. She gonna blow up the Batmobile, which she does not. Disappointingly, she blows up a crow's bus instead.
Yeah, she does the thing, throws a little thing into the bus, so the bats all fly into the bus, then blows up the bus and like shields a little old girl with the cape and shit, and yeah.
And she's like, oh my God, you're Batwoman. And she's like, I'm not. She's like, but you are to me.
And you can have me if you want me.
And
that's
so,
what it sounded like to me, at least.
And then Sophie and
I feel like that's what'll happen because it was the thing for Kate. Like everybody just popping their pussy at Kate all season last year. So clearly, if that don't happen for Ryan, then there's a problem.
Because we know Ryan also likes the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? We'll see. But so after all that goes down,
this is all that. This is all that. Sorry, go ahead.
Sophie and Mary watch the television to find that Hamilton Industries.
Nickelodeon used to be the shit. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it was. I miss old Nickelodeon the same way I miss old Cartoon Network.
We'll talk about that another time.
We can watch old Cartoon Network on HBO Max, so I'm kind of.
This is true.
I'm kind of not
Speaking
as upset
of watching
anymore.
Old shit, we have. Ooh, it is almost yet. We got to do. Never mind. We'll talk later.
Okay. They watch on to see that Hamilton Industries was able to synthesize Mary's blood really quickly to get a cure, but left out, just forgot to happen to mention that Mary helped them. Bitches.
Well, the thing is, the way in order for them to know that Mary helped them, they'd have to tell about Mary's clinic, which they which she can't because it's technically
True.
illegal. So makes
True,
sense.
true, true. But but yeah, so now like Sophie and Mary were watching that and they're talking about I wonder what Alice is really up to because this seemed like the beginning to other shit, to something worse.
Definitely. Let me find
But
out. It was
that
oh, go ahead.
Julia finds out where Alice is staying
Mm-hmm.
and Sophie coldly tells Julia that they're not together because she's not Kate, but she also don't trust her. And I was just like, but you know what, Sophie, you're not the prize here.
You're not. I mean, I know that may seem hard for you to believe. You're not.
You're not the prize here, Sophie. You're not the prize that you think you are.
I mean, I'd let you touch it, but like,
At this point, I would not.
I mean, for that to happen, she really doesn't have to talk. So
Nope. Association by face.
cool.
I'm not giving it to her at
I
all.
understand. I understand. I understand why one wouldn't. I'm just saying at this point, she has not crossed the line where I wouldn't.
I'm dead.
So here's the thing: if I were to find out she's a Cowboys fan, that'd be the end of it. As we can say, it was for another certain Arrowverse beautiful lady who I no longer want because I found out she was a Cowboys fan. We will not speak her name,
I'm sorry.
but it does end with start with a C and end with Andis Patton. I feel so betrayed.
You sound hurt.
It was very hurtful when I found out. Anyway, we're talking about Batwoman right now, not about that traitor and her show on the Flash.
It'll be back soon.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Now that you mentioned that, I'm glad they got pushed back a week. Old cowboy fan ass. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Um, to which I also called Sophie a whole cunt, but you know, that's another story for another day. She is. Like she be just treating people really shittily and then really gets upset over like the wrong things. Like she's a whole cunt. Like I don't care. But you know, Rook is still not ready to let Ryan in, but you know, he's like she'll be here until Kate comes back. Okay.
Yeah, basically saying like, yeah, you can be Batwoman for now after she convinces them.
Yeah, essentially it's like once you prove yourself, I guess I'll
And
be
she
okay
basically,
with
yeah,
it.
she explains to them like, yo, look. Yeah, Kate was military trained and she still struggled dealing with criminals, but she's like, yo, maybe that's because she didn't spend enough time around them and getting to know how they work. See, that's what I got for you. I
He
was
was
all up
training
in
so
that shit.
hard. She's like, she was training to just fight them. I was trained in them. She like Bane when he's like, you were trained in the darkness. I was born in it.
Molded by it.
But yeah, so she's on the team for now. And Ryan finds the Dear Bruce entry about when Kate saved her, and she continues that trend of writing, I guess. I wonder if she's gonna address it to Bruce, or my other theory is that she might address it to her mom
See, that's the thing. I think she's writing it to Kate.
or Kate. That also would make sense too.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it'd be nice to have it go to her mom.
Well, her mom's not coming back. Kate's writing a thing for Bruce so that, when Bruce comes back, he'd know what happened. I'm thinking that's the same thing with her. She's writing it to Kate, so if Kate comes back, she'll know what happened.
Touche. Touche.
Yeah. But dope. We still don't know
Yeah,
about the
so
kryptonite poisoning shit, though.
yeah, that somehow has now magically stopped being a problem this week.
Well, no, it didn't stop
Um,
because remember that was why she was in the store originally for
oh,
pain
true,
meds
true,
because
true,
the shit was hurting. But we still don't know what the reason behind it was. But
true.
we also got fucking
Stupidly,
fucking Sophia. Well, Tatiana,
No.
what was her name? Tiana, Tanaya.
Well, first we got Sophie going after Alice.
Oh, well, yeah.
Stupid. Um, and she almost takes her in, but then she gets knocked out. I thought, in all honesty, when I saw the blade come up to her neck, I was like, oh, this is it.
Did you?
Yes, I did. I was like, ooh, the end of the road.
Which would make sense to kind of like,
show you how serious they are.
Show you how serious they are, but also would make sense if you get rid of Kate, you also get rid of Kate's arch nemesis at the same time because, Ryan has beef with Alice as well.
Oh, no. Not Alice. I'm talking about Sophie.
Oh, that. Well, yeah. Okay.
Because she took out Sophie first, and I was just like, ooh, this is it. No. Because then even Alice pointed it out. She was just like, if you were gonna kill me, my head would already be off by now. Like, we wouldn't be doing this whole show and pony.
This is true.
So, but her name is Tatiana.
Tatiana, okay.
She takes Alice to go Sophia, which we will see on next week. Apparently, we get some Victor Saz. We see Sophia, and Luke and Ryan will continue to butt heads. But what else is new?
They'll keep butting heads, and then one day they'll bump uglies, and then
Will they?
Probably not, but I like to pretend they will.
Because the only reason I feel like they won't, because I feel like they're still setting up for him and Mary.
It's possible. It could be a triangle there, because the whole thing about Ryan is that she's bisexual. She likes both.
True. Oh God, that'd be super weird. That's super unprofessional.
That's the point. That's what would make it so fun to watch.
It'd be messy as shit. They would not be able to work together after that.
They shouldn't be able to. But Oliver and Felicity and Laurel did until Laurel died.
Touche.
And Sarah for a little while too, because he was hitting that too. Because
Oliver
was slanging that dirt.
Stop it.
But yeah, that was Batwoman. Mara, who's winning?
I'm kind of in between Ryan and the citizens of Gotham. I mean, they all got the cure for the toxin. I mean, I don't know if anyone died.
I mean, they wouldn't have needed the cure, though, if they hadn't been susceptible to it in the first place, though. I feel like that kind of zeroes them out. I want to give it to Ryan.
Okay. I mean, I can get behind that, because I thought Ryan first.
Your particular score has nothing to do with me. That's just how I feel.
I know. Ryan was my first choice, but then I was like, but then the citizens of Gotham, that's also...
But yeah, they were like dumb as shit for being out there chanting for Batwoman, because I don't know what they wanted and what they thought like could be done by them chanting for Batwoman. The problem with that is they got what they wanted in that situation, mostly because they got another Batwoman to try to save them. But yeah.
Touche.
All right, who's losing?
Alice.
Wait, what's your decision? You going to Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay, who's losing?
Alice.
Really? Why do you say Alice?
Because Alice is going to Sophia.
But that's exactly what she wants.
Yeah, but who's to say that Sophia still won't kill her?
We'll find that out next week, though. But like right now,
I mean, we know she won't, but I'm just saying, like, the only reason I say that is because if everyone's so worried about her, well, not everyone, but I mean, like, particularly like the three of them, I feel like the way like they're all kind of like, because Alice wants to take her out, but before she takes her out, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying. Like, but it seems like Sophia has like a lot of resources, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
but I think Alice knows that. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's getting what she wants. She wants them to take her to her. Like, that was a whole setup thing to get their attention, so they would come take her and bring her to Sophia. So like she's getting exactly what she wants right now. When you ask me who's losing this week, it's fucking Sophie
Well, Sophie's always
because
losing
she
because she's a
sucks.
loser. Because she's a loser.
Loser.
Loser. Wait. Loser.
Loser. Yeah.
Whichever.
So I'm going with Sophie. You going with Alice?
I'm gonna stick with Alice because that's how I felt about it.
Okay. Okay. Well, now we know that. But that'll be it, I guess, for this week's episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. Do not forget you can follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at The Creation World. That is at TheCreatia World. Once again, I'm not going to tell you how to spell world. I really think you should know how to spell that by now. I mean, like you're an adult or like old enough to know how to work, a podcast app so you can spell world. Do it. The Creation World, Twitter and Instagram. Follow us. Also on Facebook at facebook.com/Creation World. And you can follow me on both Twitter and Instagram at Sir_Cussalott. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. Mara, where can they find you?
Always on Instagram at Mara the Shark. That's MARADASHARK. You can also request to follow me on the Twitters for everyday bullshit talking.
And don't forget, there is also a Facebook group that goes along with this podcast where the conversation continues. Mara, you know this. Where can they find this Facebook group?
Facebook.com/group/super flashy arrow of tomorrow.
Yeah, get all up in there. We talk, Arrowverse up in there. It's fun. Share Arrowverse memes. Share Arrowverse news.
Share Arrowverse nudes. Don't really do that. It's
Why not?
because you can't post it on
Yeah, do
Facebook.
that. Share Arrowverse news in the group. No, don't do that. We'll get banned.
That's what I'm saying. Like they'll take our page down.
I know. But like we could probably get away with the first one. If somebody puts the first one up, we can leave it up for a little while before we take it down so we don't get in trouble. But like the first one can probably get by. So whoever posts the first Arrowverse nude, you know
Gets
what?
a shout out.
No, fuck that. I'll get you a shirt. The first person that posts an Arrowverse nude will get a shirt. We'll get a super flashy Arrow of Tomorrow shirt.
Do employees count?
Huh?
Do employees count?
No, employees do not count. I was just about to say that. If you are part of Creation World, you cannot win this prize. All right. However, the first
Because you knew
person,
Johnny was going to do it.
John was going to do it. Matt might do it. Who knows? But yeah, the first person to post an Arrowverse nude in the Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow Facebook group will get a t-shirt. I will send you a t-shirt myself. There. I said it. Also, more shit. Start tuning into our Twitch channels every morning. Because Kobe Pointer will be streaming, live pretty much every morning. What will he be playing? I don't know. This morning
Whatever he feels like.
Yeah, this morning he was playing Bloodborne. Those of you who know about Bloodborne know that game is hard as fuck, but for some reason this kid is good. Like, he's good at video games. He's fun to watch. Like, I've seen it. I taught him everything he knows, and now because I don't have time to play as much, he's actually gotten better than me, and it bothers me. I'll never say it out loud again. But yeah, watch him. He's fun to watch. He's actually like real good. Shooters, he's amazing at those. I don't play shooters, so I'm not good at those. But like Apex, Call of Duty, all that shit, like he's a bad motherfucker.
And that site is twitch.tv/Creation World.
Yes, there. And then also the all new website, creationworld.com. Go there for all the stuff. all the stuff about us,
All the stuffs.
how to get to all the stuff, the Patreon, the YouTube, all that kind of stuff. Learn about us particularly, What's Mara's
Just in case you
alignment? What's her alignment? Do you know? You know where you can find that out? Creationworld.com.
do it.
What's John's, Potter House? You know where you can find that out? Creationworld.com. So go there. Go there. It's fun. And subscribe to the YouTube, people. We need YouTube subscribers. So, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube. Get there.
I don't want to tell y'all again to follow the YouTube, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. So that'll be it. We've rambled enough. We'll catch you all next week. Until then, we out.
Deuces.